Just one day at a time. I didn't know I didn't use hands. It's the balloon. Yeah, I love the balloon. It's good stuff. All the caffeine.
All the caffeine in all forms. They have caffeinated gummies. That's dangerous.
As that would make my heart probably come right
Sounds
out.
dangerous. I think they're only like 80 milligrams total. This is probably like 4.
Yeah, exactly. But with a gummy situation, how do you know when to stop,
Wait, you don't, because they're so good, right?
right?
I'd like to, at 6 P.M., bring the finance committee, meeting to order. And then we can let the selectmen do their thing.
I'll bring ours to order at 6 PM. Board member board, I didn't hear from Alex that he wasn't, oh, is he on Zoom? Hey Alex, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, just leaving the office now, so way
All right.
behind.
No worries, thanks.
Right.
Alright, Alex on Zoom.
Is anybody else on Zoom?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay. The other form, so, would the select board be amenable to allowing the Board of Health to go first? And he's supposed to be quick and concise and to the point.
Is that alright with you, Chris? Is that agreeable to
I'm
you?
sorry.
If we let Board of Health go first?
Sure,
Just-
Let's say it'd be quick.
I think it'll be quicker, so if we can
that's fine.
get you out of here.
Okay. Step up, sir.
Where am I stepping up to, right here?
You're going right to the middle.
These gentlemen. You guys have all the sheet in front of you that I have to do? Okay. I guess we'll just start with the top of it. When it comes to our wages, we're pretty much, that's staying the same. Clerical wages are the same. And animal inspector is the same. Purchase services, now with the landfill, there could be a little bit of a, next year I think it's gonna go up a little bit. So right now, the landfill monitoring is 7410. Okay, but it could possibly be, in fact, it will be going up next year to 7995. So there's gonna be an increase there of over $400 on the monitoring of that. Also under the purchase of services, the nurses, that is now at $2,000. The recycling shed, which is the fluorescent bulbs, is $500. Any legal ads that we pull out are another $500. And the shops at this point, is down to 0, and those will be out of the, opioid settlement account. Now, when I was going through these numbers, I did notice another discrepancy. So when I added these up, on the paper it says 10,000. I came up with 10,410. So there's a discrepancy there. And when I checked with Scott and Lynn today, that would come out of, we'd have to move money around or take it from a period that we have.
And this is on the Board of Health work?
Yes,
This is on.
It would
this
be
one.
under purchase services. On the sheet, we have $10,000, but when we add up the 7410, 2,000, 2,500, comes up to 10,410. So I wanted to point
We
that
will
out.
take a look at that formula.
All right, and then, the supplies, has been reduced by $250. And any other charges, we're at $150. Our rabies have been reduced to $500. So, FY '27, I came out with, I know it says 38,517. I came out with 38,929.
I know we didn't do any clinics, vaccine clinics this past year. Do we anticipate bringing those back? Or is this
I don't think,
something-
we've been discussing it, it's just the turnout and then getting everybody set up, so it's been a little bit more difficult than in the past, so. I mean, that's something I can check on, but as of now, I would say no.
And then for the clerical wages, that's Lynn, right?
Right.
Is there any increase needed here for the wage scale, or is that all being adjusted on the building inspector side?
I'm sorry?
Do we need to adjust clerical wages for the wage scale here? Since she's kind of split?
It has been, it's reflected.
Okay, so the 27 request is inclusive of that updated, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry, yeah.
And
All right.
just to clarify, the Sharps program has been moved out of your budget and it is now in the settlement, that's at $400.
Yeah.
So the 10,000 is correct.
Okay, what I have, just to, I have for the landfill, 7,410. I have the nurse reduced to
Oh.
2,000.
You don't have to go any further.
That's it, yeah.
We haven't updated the landfill.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
yep, thank you.
And again, that's gonna go up next year.
Yes, actually Lynn sent me that contract. so
Okay.
I'm all set. Thank you.
Alright, so we can look at those, just minor adjustments for this one.
Couple $100.
Does anyone have any questions?
Through the chair. You may have asked this, Jen. On fiscal 25, we had clerical wages 27, it jumped up to 13, now back down to 34. Did that question get asked to you before?
Never asked, no?
What is the reason for that?
That's a good question. I don't know why it would be changing so much. Is that when Lynn started working with the,
So it says that the 30% amount of 8,000 of the clerical wage will be taken out of the inspection revolving fund.
Mhm.
And the remaining 70% is taken out of the clerical wage item. So it looks like that is a representative of what the split would be. So if you added 8,000 back to that 10,000, it comes into line with the FY '26 budget, which is what we love, which was the goal target to level service to 25, and put her back onto the wage to the new comp schedule.
So we have an investigation fund, or whatever you call it, that we have money in. Is that the fund balance and that's where it's coming out of? I'm not sure I understand, because I don't see anything here.
So,
Heather?
yeah, so in your notes section, well, in your full packet,
This was in my packet, so I didn't get that.
I don't even have the sheet, so.
okay,
That was part of the original packet that everybody was given weeks ago at the start of.
yeah, it would have been the
Gave everybody
original.
the whole budget.
But, so, the salary, I will double check, but from what I'm reading, when Seth put this together, we have where the electrical inspector and there's not the electrical inspector, because this is Board of Health, sorry, then, the health agent inspection line, the balance of her salary would come from that health inspector line,
inspection services?
inspection services line.
So from the health inspectional services?
Correct. There's approximately $8,000 that is intended to come from that line. And the remaining balance is being funded through taxation at $10,000. So for a total of $18,000, which again is reflective of the wage comp schedule that you approved in November.
So we're going from 13,000 roughly to 18,000 in the clerical wages.
Yes.
And that's coming, did we adjust the inspectional services budget because we're taking money out of there?
Nope, because that's funded through the inspection fees that
Okay.
get collected.
Alright.
So we wouldn't adjust that, it's just an accrued balance from the fees that get collected for the permits and the applications and the licenses.
We've had some healthy increases here under that wage adjustment. Wow.
Oh,
So where is the health inspector number? Down on the sheet?
previous one,
I think
You have
that's what
you have
you're looking
two.
at. You're looking at the wage line? Health clerical wages, right here.
Clerical wages.
Yeah, because
and then
we
there's
have-
another sheet, Tom, there's two sheets.
Oh.
It says,
What's it say on the top?
There's one with a
Yellow,
yellow,
it's
which is
yellow.
Board of Health, which I think is the revolving.
Yeah, I think Rick is mostly through, gets his pay through inspectional services.
And then the landfills on that one also?
No, that's on the one with the orange header that just says health.
No, I understand, I'm trying to look at these numbers that we were given to look at.
Yeah.
Where does it say landfill on that top part?
That's under
It's
purchase.
under purchase of services.
Under purchase?
Yeah.
Purchase services,
Yeah, yeah, that's where the landfill number is.
it's going down to,
And this packet doesn't have
well, that's 10 grand there. That's 26 there,
there's two
10
different
there.
ones, that's
And
the
then the
problem.
number you
There's the pink
mentioned
one,
was
there's the yellow
7410, I'm just trying to.
But I don't think it's, Heather, is it in the online one?
Cause those numbers don't look anything like what I have at all.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, that's
All
okay.
right,
So
here's
this
this
is
one,
the health.
Board of
Yep.
Health.
Health clerical wages.
Right, is it 10,000?
25,815.
Yeah, I got 10,000.
17. Where's 10,000?
The 10,000 is the change.
Did you,
That's the change, yeah.
That's the clerical wages. That's the, yeah, the change is 10,000, but
Right.
this is,
it looks like did you maybe click on,
this is yesterday's, what we
Hers is
got
the same.
yesterday.
right, so hers looks like it's reflective, correct?
All right, we can,
25,817, same thing. It's not a sweat.
Yeah, no, I don't,
This is the one that we've been, unless it's been updated, this is the
No,
one that I've been
no.
using since
Yeah.
day one.
Yeah, 25,817.
25,817.
Yep.
So I'm not saying the only 10,000 is a change. And it's 10,000. Purchase services, major purchase. Purchase services, I just changed it. But that's
Yeah.
recommended purchase services, which is fine, that's, but we were talking about the wages.
sorry,
It's okay, the same thing I was saying. I was like, I don't
I
see where
don't
it
see
is.
what we're talking about.
could we,
Okay.
So is this the sheet, same sheet you got here, Board of Health?
okay, one,
Oh, that's
either
got-
Darren or Jen,
I don't have that one.
where, direct me to what I'm missing, what I'm not explaining correctly. I wanna make sure
It
that
looks
everybody
like-
understands.
And I don't know if I have it right, but the FY '26 budget for the clerical wages was 15,310. So that's an increase of 10,000 for FY '27.
Yeah.
Is that what your question was, Harry? That
So you're
is-
looking at
And
an
is that a
increase,
direct
not a
result
new number.
Of the wage
of the
and cost.
wage scale?
It's all-
And is that just reflective of Lynn's time for Board of Health?
Yes.
Okay.
How many hours does Lynn work?
20?
20, yeah,
20 and 20, is that what
20,
we
I think it's 20 and 20.
20 and 20.
Okay,
Although if we have snacks in the annex, she might come over a few minutes early.
okay. Understood, snacks. So, just for Darren and probably Tommy, if we could, the latest sheets, if we could just put a date up in the corner, like, cause some of them have changed, right?
The only ones that have changed are DPW.
Okay, then, perfect, alright, then we're good. The DPW ones have changed, and it's in your new packet
I
tonight,
have those there.
yeah, the new
And
ones.
these are Butch's notes, which may
I got some
be
more.
helpful.
There's some more.
Does anyone else have any
Yeah.
direct questions for?
Yeah, so Heather, in the big workbook with everything,
Yes.
I see one that says health.
Yep.
Where is the Board of Health one?
That is it.
That might be further down. 'cause
It's yellow.
One of the revolving fund.
Yeah, you'd be in the revolving fund area. Leaving one of these on
I
each
see,
page.
if you scroll over, it's a separate worksheet, I think.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
It's one of the, tabs that have a color to it.
Yep. Thank you.
So this one you just passed out, Heather, is the
These are
newest?
Rich's notes,
Okay, perfect.
so that would probably go a long way to,
Kind of breaks down the categories a little bit, like in purchase services, you got 4 items under there.
Anybody else have any questions? I know it's a
Get a
little bit.
copy?
I only made
and we had so many. I tried to leave one on each table.
We can share.
I can go make some upstairs too, if that makes it easier.
I have written down here $18,000 for clerical wages. What is that?
That would be Lynn.
And,
Lynn's.
but I have no revolving funds for clerical wages, 25,817, so there's a $7,000 difference there.
Yeah, but I believe some of that is picked up through, and if some of it picked up through inspectional services.
Yes.
And the revolving,
Okay, so now we're going back to its inspectional
yeah, we
services,
take money out
and
of
that's
that.
being added back in here.
Yes.
So the 26 budget was 13,909. And the new budget is 25,817, so the wage adjustment went up $10,000, nearly 50%. Was that because she worked more hours?
No,
no.
that's because of the classification plan that was adopted by the select board.
Which was put forward by Seth, so I guess I'm a little if somebody can explain to me how you can go out there and we're that far discrepancy on paying somebody that we get a $10,000 increase in 1 year? Was Rutland that bad or why? I just don't understand.
There were a couple. The COA director was another large increase. The assessor, I believe, also was a pretty big increase to
Heather.
get them up in line
She's
with
under the CBA.
what the
She's
wage
not part of
matrix
it.
was. There were a couple pretty big.
But it wasn't nearly a 50% increase.
And it probably has to do with how they.
So they didn't get the kind of increase I'm seeing here. So if we weren't doing our job right,
Idiot right now.
then that explains why we increased it. But I'm trying to figure out,
So, I can always count on Nick to
Okay.
make sure that there are moments where I just have to sort of say, I'm completely I'm so used to saying that it's blaming all of this on that wage matrix, right?
Yeah.
It's the easiest fall. Lynn's position is not on that because that is for non-union employees like myself and like Tamika. She is on the, she's a clerical 2.
2 or 3. I don't know. off the
She's a
top of my
clerical
head
2 or
what she
3?
left.
So
that's
she's
right,
part of the
she's in the
CBA, so she gets her wage and step. But Nick's is suggesting, cause he does payroll, that we were paying her more from the building side. And now we're proportioning that more equally.
okay,
From the building inspector, right?
Yeah, so,
so the number I'm seeing here of 13 wasn't the actual wages we were paying her.
No,
Because
it
we were
was the
pulling it
actual-
from somewhere
no,
else.
those would have been the actual wages that we were paying her. It just wasn't the entire amount that we were paying her.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It wasn't the entire amount.
Right.
So the entire amount would have been, what, an additional, say, 5,000, 7,000 from another fund, which would have put it about 20?
And then the other 20% was, or the other 50% is from the
So,
inspectionals.
Right.
So if we, just for the sake of keeping everybody on the same page, for FY '27, right? So, understanding that we have gone back and forth, how we have, split Lynn's time, right? So, it appears that in previous years, she may have been paid more from the building inspector's budget and less from the
I
Board
see
of
that
Health,
on
yeah.
25,
So for
okay.
FY '25, 8,000 and change is being paid from the building, from the health inspector's revolving, and the that's 30% of her pay from the health inspector's revolving, and 70% of the pay, which is approximately $18,000, is coming from taxation.
Okay,
So those two combined amounts should equal the $25,000 that you're seeing, that represents a 50% split of her time working for the town of Rutland. And then the other 50%, 20 hours, you saw reflected in the building inspection budget. That's just FY '27.
all right, so the building inspecting budget, that's really what we're paying her, all the fees that were collected on the health benefit, because it's coming out of that fund, that collected
No,
fees.
her entire building department portion, the 50%, 20 hours for building inspection, the building inspections is entirely out of the building inspector budget.
Okay,
None of it is coming out of the health inspection fee. What's coming out of the health inspection fee is the balance of the $18,000 and the $8,000 to make the $25,000
but we are collecting fees that the money is coming out of,
for health.
for health,
Inspection
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
not building.
Okay. Okay.
And just for comparison, the FY '27 wages for the inspectional services is right on par. It's almost exactly 50-50 with Board of Health, which 2020.
Okay.
But you're saying the inspectional services does not have a revolving fund.
Health does.
No, I understand health does, but not, cause I just heard it said. So, but under inspectional services, Lena's getting paid for inspectional services work out of their fees that they collect. Nothing to do with the health department.
If I may, I think the confusion is that the revolving fund is being called inspectional services. Maybe if we just called it the health department revolving fund, it would make it less
Well, how's
confusing.
it called in the town, when we pass it at budget season?
Inspectional services, but I think for the sake of the conversation, it's only the health department's revolving fund.
I'd have to look at that, okay. But I'm just saying, she got a full-time job, but she works for two different places. So that money's coming out of one place, the health is coming out another place, and on the health side, last year, some of that money came out of their revolving account to pay, because that's when that number went way back, so we could make the budget. So this 25,000, the way this shows here, this would all come from raise and appropriate.
That's where I still have a question is if we're taking money out of the revolving fund for part of this, why is that included in this budget line item?
When you look at the formula, it pulls from the revolving fund sheet.
Okay,
So the full amount is in your.
oh.
So if you,
I see, I see the change of the negative 10,507 under clerical wages, which is being put into the health clerical wages. Okay.
Where is that? Under which sheet?
On the Board of Health revolving fund page.
The yellow one.
I had to look. So here, see that,
Yeah, right there, okay.
that's the negative, and it's just being added to this line item for the department. So they're taking it out of here to put in here.
Where's the money coming from to pay for it?
Yeah, I just so,
The revolving, I'm assuming whatever
I can't get it to match.
fees go into the revolving
Right.
fund.
so that should show up on the revenue sheet,
18,767.
and we talked about the last couple of weeks,
I've done
right?
it twice, and I couldn't get it to match.
It should show,
There?
the revenue sheet should show Board of Health revenue. I mean, I didn't look at it, so Okay, I see what the number is now, I couldn't find it.
Yeah. It makes sense to me.
And I just,
I hope I haven't answered.
I wanna ask, can I add one more thing about that particular line right there? I mean, I said this, I don't know how many times now, but somewhere on here, if any of these numbers are added in here that come from a separate account or revolving, there should be a note or an asterisk or something so people understand that, because as you read this, like I just said, it looks like it's.
It is down here on the bottom of this sheet. There's a note in there that's,
The very bottom, there was a whole bunch of notes.
But if you add up those notes, it doesn't tie to the
I was
number
gonna
at the
say,
top.
there ain't no 10,000 in that.
Right, and it does, if somebody's reading this, they gotta understand.
so there's an extra, which I'm assuming is the wage, so maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't, so Heather, it doesn't, the note doesn't tie to the number that's in the cell.
For just the wage line?
Well, that's the only one I've checked. It's 26 instead of 25.
I think we can let
It's 810.
Heather and Butch figure out, get the numbers straight and get us the notes that make it a little clearer than mud.
Karen,
And we can get-
how much is it off?
I don't know, I'm not sure, but I don't think we have to worry about it tonight.
No,
We'll figure it out.
I'll get the
The
answer.
notes say 26,810
Yeah,
versus 25,817.
okay. Okay, I will,
Question.
I will get with Seth on the details of that so that I can follow his math more.
It just,
I'm looking at three different people here. I'm looking at Board of Health rabies control. I'm looking at animal control, and I'm looking at animal inspector. Now, the Board of Health is rabies control. They have nothing to do with animal control,
Correct?
okay? And the animal inspector has nothing to do with animal control. These are the two that fall under the Board of Health Department.
Yeah, it's been like that as long as, you know, I've been doing this, yeah. They've fallen under us.
to be honest, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, and so you think, don't take us as offense, that the problem with rabies is gonna be less this year because you're only asking for 500 instead of 1,000?
Well, I mean, that's one of the things that you never know what's gonna happen with that. Sometimes it's under 500, sometimes it might be over 500, so
Okay.
we went with the 500 number.
I see.
And I don't think we've reached that number recently in a while, yeah,
Okay,
thank goodness.
okay.
It's one of those very unpredictable lines that,
Okay.
Yeah, we need it.
recently, but
you
yeah.
gotta get a raccoon's head
Mhm.
on a platter.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, if you look back, the actuals for last set of actuals are from 25 and it shows $50. The last set of actuals for the rabies was in 25, cause that's what's been recommended,
Right.
and it was $50.
Right.
And then the budget for 26 was 1,000, and obviously if the actuals were 50, then
Right, that's why it went down the 500.
knowing that it could be fluctuating, but
I mean, it could, like I said, it could be $50 again. It could be $800, it's just one of those things. Hopefully it never gets that high.
And purchase landfill services, we only have one landfill we have to take care of,
Yes.
that's it. 7,400 a year, is that contractor or you do it?
Yes, that's contracted. Okay, and that's, unfortunately, indefinite period of time.
Maybe we should sell it.
Well, we can look at the
Keep our
DC, I mean, we are looking at, possibility of DCR, getting involved with it too.
Landfill, yeah, I'm sure you're gonna buy it for it. You never know, you know? Yeah.
Selling that bridge on the, I'm by there too.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it.
Quick question. So under our revenues page, is the fees that are collected referenced in your wages, under the revolving, is it just the BOH permits that is income for fees?
That,
And what is that amount?
Yeah, I mean, we have a wage sheet for all the different inspections we have, there's a lot of them.
Okay.
And that's all through Rick Stevens.
Okay.
So, yeah, he gets the fees, the permit fees through that
Do
inspection.
you know how much we take in for the permit fees?
Not the whole thing, no, cause it varies every year again, because depending on how many, but I can get that number for you without question, yeah, and I can get you a list of our
Unless somebody else.
our
has it.
sheets that we have.
Is it buried in the landfill?
So
Down by the bridge.
if you went back to your recap,
There's probably a
that
lot in there.
recap document,
Okay. Any other questions we have, Heather will take care of it, with Butch and
I just-
Seth and whoever else we need to, and I'm good at this point. If anybody else in the finance committee has a question or selectmen?
But I agree, that number I should be getting to you guys, we should have that number for you guys for what we're pulling in for inspectional services. I think that's important, yep.
Yep, perfect. Thank you, Butch.
All right, have a good evening, everybody.
Thank you very much.
All right. Chris, you can start wherever you'd like.
We'll start with administration. You can see that, the director's salary is, got me onto the new wage scale.
and he is actually on the new wage scale, no mistakes there.
And the clerical wages went up a little bit just because of their union negotiations. I think theirs is 2% or 2.5% increase on the clerical wages. Excuse me. The highway wages goes up quite a bit because to get everybody onto that new scale, a couple of guys were grossly underpaid. And on there, there's guys, it varies between 3.5% to 17%. To get
Get everybody on
everybody
par
onto
with
that
it.
scale.
Okay?
So the highway wages are not a union contract?
That's all. Yeah, but this, the new union contract that
Oh,
was.
new union contract, that's where,
Yes.
okay, cause I heard I heard matrix, so that's the thing, it's union.
Yeah, it's all new, a brand new union contract,
And this is
that
bringing
pay
it
scale.
in the union
Went from one
contract.
of the 10,
We
the
just
12
signed
step.
it, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, they just,
Yeah.
ratified it.
Chris,
Are we looking at, sorry,
on the wages, DPW has always in the past had a hard time getting employees, hiring. Does this new matrix kind of bring you in line so that we're competitive now when it comes to hiring people?
Yeah, it's definitely better. I think it will be better.
Because from what I understand, a lot of people come from companies, like contracting companies, roads, they come here so they have something more permanent. So if that's the case, are we looking at a competitive now when we offer somebody a job?
I believe
Have any more agendas?
it's much better.
Okay. Plus the benefits.
Seth did the comparisons around to find those scales. It's the benefit packages
Right,
beats most private industry, you know.
okay, thanks.
Just a second, you just said that the wages had a big jump, but this sheet that I got here, this was
old
in.
one? Yeah, it's showing
This is the
the
old
old,
one.
it's all the old stuff because it matches
Not the outdated
exactly
one?
what's on the email document from a while ago. I would ask the same question, it shows the $20,000 decrease.
Yes, so the decrease is real.
So
we're looking at- so what's
Those
printed-
numbers-
the
those numbers were before the union contract was ratified.
So Lynn,
So-
we got a new one tonight in our
Right, and I'm
package.
in that.
Okay.
I'm in the,
And it's
it's
different,
revised
it's-
February 11th,
it's-
correct?
So you will see that the wages actually
Went down
decreased
20 grand.
20 grand.
Yeah.
That is accurate. And Chris and I have been practicing this because
Well,
It's-
on this latest one, they actually gone up 20,000.
no,
They finally got the new prices.
the one you sent me,
How's it gone from 560 to 580? That's 580, right? That's the one you're looking at?
Yeah, we have from
Yeah, 580.
26 budget
Okay.
was 600.
but that's the only one that's going up, right?
All three of the wages went up.
It's just, it looks confusing because the FY '26 budget is 600,000 and FY '27 is only 580. So I'm trying to see where the increase is with the contract, but it's going down.
Yeah, they,
It's in SharePoint.
last year, there was some,
SharePoint
there was money in there for other positions that weren't, and that got taken away last year.
Okay.
That's why anything that was on here from a budget 2 years ago.
Okay, were they ever filled, the positions?
We have filled the positions now, but there was extra money in the wage line.
Okay, all right, so we
Yeah,
should,
but now we're back down to, this represents exactly what it's gonna take to pay the staff.
okay, all right.
The 580. Which is
580.
580. Okay, well, that should have shown.
And the budget that was accepted last year,
Okay,
which was a cut budget, but it's still staff, still paid the staff, that was 560, so it's $20,000
More than,
between
more
all
than
of the crew,
actuals. Okay.
more
Yeah.
than last year.
Okay,
So we just don't have the 26 actuals, which we can't have
Right.
yet. And I think my confusion is that if what's in our packet is new, it matches, at least for this sheet, matches exactly what we were emailed at the beginning of all of this, so that's why I think my confusion
if that's a
is-
real-time spreadsheet though, that,
But I just downloaded this from email. It's
Oh.
like, I can't find it online.
Chris, you see, this shows was something, then it goes to 6, then
This
it's
is the
back
other one
down,
that I
that's
had.
why I was questioning, that that
6,
shows a
74.
difference of 20,000 down,
was from
when you said.
Oh, yeah, because of that.
But it's the 580, which you got is correct.
So this
Okay.
was, actually, I downloaded this from an email.
Oh, that got taken away.
Oh,
Yesterday morning.
okay,
So
so
they
that one would be.
take it away.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
So whatever you got yesterday,
Okay,
yeah, it's
sorry.
good.
Okay, I just wasn't,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, so if you're looking at the budget that was emailed at the beginning of this process, the sheets you have in front of you would not match.
Okay, but the email that Tamika sent yesterday morning
Right,
is the
right.
updated with.
Is match,
Right.
is
Yes,
match.
and that's what
Okay.
I'm looking, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
No, and you know what, I, as much as I sit at my desk and have a handle on this, I get here and it's like, so I'm gonna just let Chris take you through it. Don't mind the town administrator in the corner.
Chris, operations. Oh, we're done with administration, right, guys? Yeah, go ahead, operations.
Everything else stays the same.
Limited wages,
Or you wanna go through the,
well, the other ones have reductions.
Well, I do have a question, this is the sheet that you're asking to split a position? An engineer and an assistant director?
There's no money in this new one for any assistant
that's not gonna
director.
be a
No,
hire.
that got taken out
Okay,
in the,
okay,
that got taken out.
thank you.
There is money in for the, potential engineer, but that's paid for through the, water sewer stormwater. Not actual highway.
So there are no new positions in this
No new
line.
positions in this.
So this line right here that says, that she was just asking about, it says, assistant engineer, that's
Yeah,
gone.
that's
Just
old-
cross, yeah, cross
That's
that out.
old news.
No, it's brand new tonight. Shouldn't be.
what page is that on, Tommy?
And the public works administration went up
It's in the
tonight.
notes.
One of the notes down there.
Okay,
That was on the original stuff that I sent to Seth back in,
Because there's talk about
November.
using, if there's cost savings from the outsourced water, like Weston and Sampson and outside consultant money that could help offset bringing in-house engineer.
yeah, that's,
So I know that there's
That's the
that
thought
conversation,
process.
right, yeah. I have a question of, looking at purchase services, highway supplies and other charges, all of those, what we're seeing is a decrease in all of those also from the 26 to this year. and I just wanna make sure that you're comfortable with that, knowing that one of the big hits last year was to purchase services and supplies and everything.
Right, but this is just the administration.
On the highway side of administration. Okay.
Right, so the purchase services here is for, if we have to hire somebody or
Okay.
whatever, you know what I mean? But,
Like a consultant?
yeah, but it's minimal, you know? That's why that went way down, because we don't use it that much. We don't use that much of the money. It changes for what we have to hire. And the supplies that's just, office supplies and, you know, stuff like that. And the one that's listed other charges, pretty broad, but that pays for like, the memberships for me for Worcester County Highway Association, Mass Highway Association, Tree Warden stuff, so. That's what other charges is.
Does anyone,
Purchase services, sometimes we have to hire or rent equipment that we don't have, you know?
We're trying to correct that, Chris.
Hope so.
does anyone have any questions regarding
It's under
the Public
documents.
Works Administration page? Okay.
So,
Wherever you
those
want.
operations,
Yep, that sounds good.
that's what I have.
Absolutely.
I mean, I tried to base this budget off of last year's budget, stay as close to that as I can, and that was a cut. What's here is the cut budget. I know some of the line items had money put back in November, but what's on here was what was approved for the budget last year. So purchase services went up a little bit, because you can see that when we have to rent, we rent equipment with this line too for the construction side, for like, we crush our own gravel, we screen our own loam, but we have to rent that equipment because we don't have it. The town garage purchase services, that pays for our heat and oil. And whatever goes along with that. Electricity.
And you're not anticipating that going up from what was budgeted, just, I know the price of heating oil has skyrocketed right now, and
Well, I mean, just trying to keep it low.
No, I know, and I'm just-
The ones that I did raise up is the stuff that I feel is more important, that we have to throw a little extra money at.
Chris?
Yeah.
Does the snow and ice purchase services also include hiring outside plows?
Yeah,
It does, so that
absolutely,
30
that's
is
what
what's,
that's what it does.
okay, that's mostly what it's used
Yeah,
for?
that's another whole sheet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's on a separate. No, what I say. The waste disposal, the rates went up to dump the dumpsters, so we ran short. You know, last year we ran short.
So I have a question about those. We have activities throughout the year, in July, events committees. You do all the rubbish removal for those, correct? Do you
Yeah,
charge
well,
that back to the,
Yeah, cause the guy who used to help us out so much didn't do it anymore. Right, but, yeah, all that, those dumpsters have to get tipped.
so we do,
We get charged when they have to come in extra.
but we don't charge it back to the Fourth of July or the events committee?
Never have.
And so we wouldn't even know how much, I know that when we haven't, but if they're making money and we're looking for money, if it's negligible, it's not worth the
I mean,
time, but if it's not negligible.
I'm not sure exactly what the tipping fee for it's, you know, it's, cause all the dumpsters different sizes, so I'm not exactly, I can't tell you that information right now exactly.
If it's, if you
what
could,
it would be.
if somebody has 10 minutes, maybe somebody could look it up for you, but
We can certainly find out, absolutely.
again, you know, it's
But I know
I
that
just paid
a
ours,
dumpster
it
full.
was $700
some of
for a
this,
small one. And we only have a small dumpster, it's $700 to tip it,
yeah, it's not
Per
cheap.
dumpster?
And
yeah.
then
I just paid mine today.
also included in this is the 30-yard dumpster that we have at the yard down here that we use for picking up debris around town. And that gets dumped 2 or 3 times a year, and that's always $2,000 or $3,000 a whack.
Right.
You know, furniture, stuff that people put out for free, that once they put it out for free, they don't come back and get it.
Yeah.
If nobody takes it, we get it.
Is that how that works?
Happens a lot.
It happens more than you
Oh,
know.
we're allowed to do that? I'll drop it off.
Someone dumped a bunch of paint
Right into
cans
the
out by your
dumpster,
house.
I'll dump it right off, no problem.
Give people some ideas.
You'd be surprised what we pick up.
So you said the prices are going up, but I see 26 from 27.5.
Yeah, it went down.
I don't have 27.5 there.
27.5 is for 26.
FY 26 budget.
26
your
budget.
current budget is 27.5.
And the
26
27
budget was 20,000. 27 budget is 26,000. 25 actual was 25,800.
I think the reason why is because what's in ours is what was actually put in from the
You know,
November.
that's what happens when, if something got transferred in there, it changes the budget from what the original budget was.
Mhm.
That's where it gets confusing. So I'm basing this on what was approved for the FY 26 budget.
In May, versus
Original.
what was given
Yes,
in
yes.
November, yeah. Okay, it is
No,
a,
it doesn't include what might have been put back in there.
it was $1,500, it's $1,500 less than what was fully budgeted via both meetings. So do you feel comfortable? Because I would say if it's going up, we might need to change that. At least
What line items, we can take a look.
433, 5,200.
Waste disposal purchase services.
Yep.
I mean, you can see that it's gradually gone up every year, you know, but I don't know why, there was so much extra in FY 25, you know.
So what was put in for May and November for that line is totals 27,500.
So I will say that there was every effort made to adhere to the select board's request to level service to 25. So that 26 would reflect the actuals from 25. Right.
Increase. This level funded, not level service, so,
Well, yeah, level service.
yeah, so.
Right,
it should
but
be
level
increased
service,
by-
there's an increase. I mean, the budget, you get the notices on a regular basis from them, it's costing us more, it's costing us more. I think we get 2 a year.
I'm just offering that
Yep.
could be again, I wasn't here when the budgets were being put together, but I know that this has been something that's come up repeatedly when we see that what we budgeted for FY 26 is more than what we're looking for FY 27. It's because there was a concerted effort to look at the 25 figures.
So
You
out
can't
of
do that
curiosity,
25,
so if
that's
you had the 25, and I completely understand that, were the departments given a percentage to increase?
It was just level service.
Level service.
For FY 25, so
Right.
same
You have to
service,
increase it,
but
right?
whatever the cost is for
But how do you-
FY 27,
That was a lot.
best estimates. So I think what we're saying here is
It's not enough.
if it's not enough, like, I understand you're, trying to be as conservative as possible, but we wanna make sure we have an accurate reflection of what you feel you need to cover the cost, so we don't, so if it needs to be increased,
Yeah, okay.
let Heather know.
And I think especially for, if I may, for me personally, if we're talking about an override, having true numbers as to what that is and not that we're at a comfortable spot for an override number and not, because, and that goes for for all the departments.
Signs that deal with the public, Board of Health. Right, so,
We'll look at the tipping fees.
yeah, we'll have to, I'm sure they have a contract every year for that, right, so. Or every so many years, right?
I think it's every 3.
Do we know what it was in fiscal '24? Did that, I mean, I'm just wondering if maybe '25 was an aberration high.
I thought at one point we had, I don't know that we had full line item actuals going back to,
It's in here. It's 26E.
Oh, I have it.
24, the actuals was 19,470.
Correct.
So
So
it
it's just
does
like
go up and down quite a bit, actually, year to year. So it is particularly tough to budget for, I would say.
Well, but we know that there's concerts on the Common every Friday for most of the summer. We know we got July 4th. So there's some increases right there that we know that's different than probably, I don't know. I just think that,
And those are fairly new, well,
I mean-
not the 4th of July, but the concerts on the Common are fairly new.
yeah. And we're taking care of all of that. That right there is an increase.
The average, the weekly tipping is the same. The only time we ever have to have them do any extras, usually at the 4th of July sometimes, depending on when the date of the, but what makes a big difference is the big dumpster when it gets filled up.
I have a
Cause that's by the ton and.
Yeah.
we-
Fills up quick.
We don't call them until it's really full.
Do you have police details at your concerts and your 4th of July? I'm
They
guessing,
pay that.
yeah,
The concerts pay
I'm
that.
guessing that the concerts would pay the details.
They
I
do.
don't know why we wouldn't,
No,
ask for-
it's silly, cause it's all bands and lights, so there could be the electricity, there could be obviously the trash removal, it's, anything, it's obvious, they do pay the details, that I know.
But the DPW salaries to clean up
Correct.
after everybody, that doesn't get charged back, does it?
So, but all the 4th of July and the concerts on the Common are for everybody in Rutland to enjoy. So where would they keep getting this money? If they're begging for money now to run the events and they get there, but they have to work hard. They don't keep money afterwards. I mean, if it's in the 4th of July account or the other account, it's there for the next time they start. So where are we gonna gain by keeping pushing those prices onto town committees that are doing something for the town?
and often bring outside people into town to frequent our businesses, whether it's Dunks or the marketplace or pizza places or the restaurants or anything. I mean, even most of the food trucks are Rutland food trucks and we get their meals tax back, so there's benefit to bringing people to participate in town.
And I don't disagree, I guess I go way back, when I first was involved in town government, what's the cost of doing business? I guess that's what I'm always looking at, what's the cost of doing business?
Exactly.
And that's part of the cost of doing business. And it doesn't mean that it needs to go someplace else, but I think it's something that could be thought about as a possibility. Because you could say the same thing about if it's for everybody in town, details, should we be paying details?
Well, they used to be, we're trying to shift the cost onto somebody else all the time so we can keep those going. I understand that, I'm just saying, you gotta think about the overall picture. And I have another question. A number of meetings, while we're on waste disposal, you had asked the question several times about coming with a town-wide contract for,
I think we did a study.
That's not part of the budget, it hasn't,
well, it could be, maybe it will save us
but
money.
it's not part of the FY '27 budget, so I think if we need to,
No, my question is anything being done on it? Has anybody
It's-
looked into it, or maybe it's the Board of Health? I don't know if it's the BTW's
No,
responsibility.
It's between the Board of Health and the Town Administrator's Office, but I can tell you that they went out to bid. The bids are sitting because unfortunately, two of the town administrators from two of the towns, including Rutland, that were part of that initial bid process, have stepped away from those towns. Austin moved on, and then Nate and Hubbardston. So there's a question as to whether or not those particular bids need to be redone because of the length of time that has gone by. It is still a conversation. I spoke with the Mass DEP person just 3 days ago, about trying to get the new the new players to the table to figure out how to move that forward. One of the bigger concerns that has come up is that Rutland was initiated as the lead community, and there's a concern that if Rutland is $3 million short and looking at reductions to staff, what is the implications of bringing that regional program in-house? And are there opportunities to outsource that billing and that type of activity so that it doesn't impact our town staff? So definitely conversations are still being had, but I think that Rutland and Princeton and Hubbardston are in different places than they were when that was initiated, and I think it's just everybody's trying to regroup. So it is not off the table, but it's definitely, there's a little bit of a pause on that. We definitely heard, I saw the survey results. I know that the residents in town were very much in favor of it. So certainly if the select board are wanting me to still, put that forward, then I'm happy to do so. But because of the staffing changes and the length of time that's gone by, it's definitely not a current situation.
Okay.
Chris, continue on, big guy.
Forestry purchase services, we do a lot of our own trees if we can when we have the bucket truck, but sometimes there's stuff that we just can't do. We're not professional tree guys, so every once in a while we gotta hire somebody to come in and do it. It's not often, but we try not to, but cemetery purchase services was taken away a long time ago. We never did anything with that except buy lawnmower blades.
What? On the cemetery?
Yeah, purchase service for the cemetery would be lawnmower blades and trimmer string and stuff.
Oh.
But we buy that anyway, so it used to be a separate line item.
Okay.
So that's the purchase service stuff. Construction, maintenance, supplies, so that got cut drastically for FY '26, so I'm trying to get that back up because we do a lot of repair, patch and repair work, and that pays for cold patch and hot top. And that stuff's really expensive, so I'm just trying to get that back up to where we can have a little bit more on hand.
Just as a comment, if I may, on that, if I'm looking at this correctly, the actuals for '25 were 43,443. The budget that we see here were 36,500, so I understand the 40 is pushed up from the fiscal '26 budget, but it's still almost 3,500 less than what the '25 actuals were.
yeah, I was gonna make the same comment, that another one just to take a look at, and again, if you feel that that line item needs more, I would.
Well,
Going in the opposite direction, people.
But if we need it, we need it.
well, I mean, I'll take 100,000 to buy that stuff for you if you want. I'm just trying to be on the part of the team, you know, yes, we can.
Understood.
I mean, this year we're doing a lot of actual paving, so there'll be a little less patchwork involved,
Okay.
you know, but 40,000 gets me to where we can not have to worry about buying a few tons of asphalt to fix a hole.
Okay.
Where 20, I'd have to look and see where we're at right now on that, and, you know what I mean, as far as,
During, sorry if I could ask a question about that. During the season, how consistently are you out there doing that? And how much more consistently would you be out there doing that if you had just your own, if budget wasn't the constraint for picking what's the highest priority? It's not tough, that's a weird question maybe.
if we had more money to buy asphalt and do that, we could do more patches. If the problem is, we have a lot of other stuff to do, and
Well, that's I guess what I'm asking, right? Like, is that,
needs to be done the most, and if we're running out, if we don't have the money to buy the asphalt, we save it for the emergency stuff, and that's all, I'm just trying to,
So if I could jump in,
spread pretty thin.
Ludwig, about 4 years ago, Leah, we had that Weston and Sampson came in and did, or somebody came in.
Pavement
and
management
did-
plan.
Yeah, so it was like a 5-year plan of the best to the worst, and everything's always in a rotation of going from level 1 to level 5 and then back, you know, back up like this, and it was at that point close to $15 million.
And we haven't done, you know, how
And
much
we haven't
we've
done-
done, I think
We've done 40,000.
Yeah.
so this
So-
is kind of
so
my
there is
point,
something
right?
there.
Like,
Also,
that's
if I may-
kind of what I'm getting at.
If I may, we also were able to capitalize some of the state money to do 56 and 68 and
Yes.
Pleasantdale, and so
The supply item here has nothing to do with any chapter 90 work
Right,
or any of that.
this
All
is really
that whole-
emergency patching.
That list that was done, that road study, it was like 50 million or 150 million, it was, but I'm actually using that, and excuse me, the stuff that's gonna be paved this spring of the worst roads on that list.
Great.
The stuff we're opening bids on next week are the next, everything is in the top rows of that list, so.
Glad to see it's being used.
Unfortunately, you know, what they said was grade 3 is
Now
5 years ago,
Right.
you know,
Now
some
it's-
are worse, but we're going off that list, I'm picking them off that list as it goes.
And I know, Chris and the town administrators have tried to utilize any state funding opportunities that come available, whether it's earmark money or just advocacy or anything like that, to try to get some of the bigger, like I said, they did 68 and, Maple Ave.
Yeah, the state
And
picked up the tab for all
Right,
of
yeah, that's what I mean, the state, so those were some of the ones that needed some attention, they probably weren't the highest ones on the list, but we got them covered. And Pleasantdale, I think we got Pleasantdale done too.
Part of it.
Part of,
Part of Pleasantdale got done because of an issue they had down on Palmagussit.
The screw up,
The contractor owed us,
the screw up.
right,
68.
but it was such a minute screw up.
they did 68.
But the state made them
They
pay,
needed to do.
you know.
Yeah.
So, chapter 90 money went way up this year,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna take advantage of it.
and I think it's in the budget to continue going up for the next fiscal year, so who
That's what
knows
they
how it's
say,
gonna.
so we don't know until like August or something usually, but we got a lot set aside, and we're spending it. This summer is gonna be a lot of paving going on around us.
Thank you.
And is it being done by your guys or?
No, that's big time stuff, that's all contracted out.
We're out to bid now.
It's out to bid now for work after July, but as soon as the weather breaks, we're scheduled to do some roads over on Princeton side of Rutland.
My concern is the building boom of the early 2000s that I'm a beneficiary of in my development. Those roads are, you know,
The
it's all coming.
1900s,
Yeah.
the 1990s.
It's like,
But
there's a lot
in
rolling
the study, some of those roads are bad, but they also took into
It's not really a safe
Consideration.
hazard yet.
Is it just a cul-de-sac, or does it actually go somewhere? So, that, they took that into consideration.
You know how
Unfortunately, no, your road was so bad that they,
DPW doesn't even drive down because they're afraid it might get damaged in their trucks.
They said that the hired guy, he's good. No, it's coming. We know that. And that was to relate back to where, we relate that back to what Tommy said earlier. I'm gonna digress for 1 second, is the Board of Health, that's why we wanted one hauler, so we didn't have 6 different trash trucks beating our roads up, right? So that's all we're trying to do. And we're seeing if there was progress on that, that's all. And we appreciate everything you guys do.
yeah, that does make a difference.
Yeah.
On trash day, there's 3 different haulers going up the same road.
I know.
That doesn't help anything.
The good thing is now that the buses that used to come down my road and turn around because it was shorter, they don't come down there anymore. No, it's like a tank trap, I get them now, they don't dare down my road, but it's good.
We park on 56 and walk in.
All right, go ahead, Chris, thank you.
All right, so street signs, we try to replace street signs as they get knocked down, broke down, stolen. Every kid in town's got an Irish Lane bedroom. You'd be surprised.
Put trackers on them.
Air tags.
We have to put way up high so nobody can,
I was just laughing because I remember seeing those in the college dorms when I was in school way back when, and that was something that,
the town garage supplies, that's cleaning supplies, paper towels, stuff like that for the bathrooms and the break rooms. Machinery maintenance supplies, that is parts. That's parts to fix old equipment. That got cut a little bit last year, I'm just trying to get it back up closer to what the actuals was for the year before.
Chris, does that include fixing other departments' vehicles, such as fire, police?
Because we were down to 0 mechanics for a while there, we haven't actually been doing anything for them lately. We just finally got our 2 mechanics on board again, and we're trying to play catch up, so they have been outsourcing their work. We try to do it when we can, it's just we just didn't have the.
But the parts, when you would do that, would this be?
No, they buy their own parts,
Oh, they do?
yeah, no, they all have their own account at the parts place.
Okay,
No, we didn't buy parts for them, it was just labor.
okay.
Did we skip over snow and stuff?
Nope, not yet. Well, he might have skipped over it, but
Over
For
what?
the purchase services, he said it was rental of like outside hired equipment and stuff, I think. It's in the notes.
Yeah, that's up above, all
Right.
the supplies.
Right. We're still up above though. We just did machinery and speech.
Yeah, we did it down below,
Town
purchase of
garage
supplies.
machinery.
We had, CM supplies, right?
Mhm.
And then now
So you
we're
skipped
talking
all
about
the, you skipped
machinery.
all the snow and ice
yeah, can
supplies,
you
snow and ice.
talk, we could put snow and ice, Chris said he'd wanna put snow and ice at the
Snow
end,
and ice
because most
is
people.
a separate whole,
It's on our sheet, that's why we're asking.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll get the hang of how this works.
Don't worry about it, we'll get there.
we'll get to it.
Alright,
It's gonna scare you when he does it. It's not gonna be, but yeah.
Town vehicle fuel, that's pretty cut and dry,
Is that just you guys' fuel or is it every department's fuel?
that's the other department's fuel too.
All fuel.
That's one of those ones that got moved into one.
I know, I remember, that's why I'm asking, because I remember when it used to be separate, then it was all apart.
But then it's gonna get said, we gotta split it out so that we can get a true cost of the department, so.
But I'm sorry, but when they go to get fuel, they have to use a fob.
Oh, yeah.
And that doesn't record who's getting it from where.
Absolutely.
So that could be, Tommy, it could be.
Oh, no, it
pulled out.
could be, it used to be.
Yep. Thank you.
Cost is going up and we're keeping it level.
Gas is going down.
We're gonna buy bicycles for the police department, I'm just asking.
Horses.
Those are expensive, you get a bicycle.
We're a farming
We have
community.
one supplier or we go to multiple suppliers for that?
One,
One supplier, it's not Peterson, it's another level, it's wholesale, right?
yeah, state
Before the
bid.
fog, I was just gonna say, before the fog, we used to write it, remember, we
State bid
the book,
contract.
you get fuel.
All right.
Yep.
They supply both gas and diesel. For the road, for the trucks, nothing to do with the heating.
Right.
Forestry supplies, a couple $100. Cemetery supplies, that buys chainsaw chains and trimmer string and stuff like that. Wachusett Greenways, that's the $6,500 that it costs to be members there at the recycle center.
Is that the recycling center over in West Boylston? Okay. So, do we ever get a report from them of what their profit, how their?
I don't know, that's in my budget, and it used to be taken out of waste disposal. So we finally got it to its own line item, but I don't deal with them in their contract.
You usually have a report, I don't know where.
I haven't
I
seen
believe we
it.
do.
Heather wants to talk about it.
So every year we have to file a report with the DEP, and so they send that information. It's actually on my desk that I'm working on now. I'm happy to share a copy of that report with anybody that wants to read it. It's pretty dry stuff, but we do know exactly how many tons of each of the recyclable materials Rutland contributes to that center, including textiles, mattresses, all the things, solar panels. So I can certainly provide that survey list.
Not anymore now that we know it's just gonna get.
All right, exactly, just put it in your front yard.
The reason I ask that is,
I'll drive it around back, I don't care, I'll bring it.
the reason I ask is that when you go there, you have to pay a fee
Yeah.
for the items you drop off, so there's a revenue stream there. And do we get anything back from that, because we're already paying the $6,500? What's in it for the town and the citizens, cause when we go there, we still have to pay.
It's a much reduced fee. If you were to call your trash hauler for pickup, it's
They
going to
wouldn't even
cost.
take half the stuff.
I was gonna say they won't take half of it, and it's a much higher cost if they will take it.
Yeah.
So
And yes, the answer is, in the past, we have gotten a pamphlet that does show what was brought in, what was paid out, and all of that other stuff. There was something that was handed out, there was an annual report, in the past, we have seen it.
And this comes up every year, we've asked a question, and what I remember from this, part of it is administrative costs, they've got administrative costs they gotta pay too, so.
Right.
And that's our agreement with all the other towns to pay, to do that basics of it. Even though you gotta pay, because some of those things they have to pay to get rid of.
I have no problem, I've been there, I have no problem paying, but my thought is, let's say at the end of the year, they end up with $60,000 in their kitty. Do they end up with 30,000 or 20,000, or do we have to pay more money in there? What's that financial structure look like? And is 6,500 a reasonable amount? I don't know, I've never seen any of the numbers, so I don't know.
So it's called Wachusett Earth Day. Norma Chanis is their executive director. They run a amazing operation with all volunteer service. They don't end up with 60,000 in their kitty. I'm sure that they're lucky that they can break even. I think last year Rutland had told them that they were not gonna be able to pay the $6,500, and so Rutland residents weren't gonna be able to participate and use that facility. And I think that would have been a real loss for the community. We receive, for our participation, we receive the grant funds. They're known as the Recycle Dividend Program grant funds. It's about $2,300 a year that comes to the town. We use those funds to offset the budget appropriation in the DPW budget to meet that full commitment. It's amazing that I can talk about RDP funds much easier than I can talk about, Lynn's salary line item. So, but this is a budget item that, I have participated in every community, and I just will just say that having access to that recycling facility is a godsend. So for $6,500, and I know you're paying a fee when you go for specific items, but I think that, you're still getting a pretty good deal, having access to it for that amount. And again, we offset what we can through the grant funds. If we were able to get that community-wide trash pickup, we would be able to increase our RDP funds and maybe even cover the entire cost of that $6,500. So there are incentives, along the way for the more recycling and the more commitment that we do, and I'll work with that grant program. That's the one I had asked you if you manage or if I manage. Turns out I manage it.
Yes.
Happy to do so.
Wachusett Greenways, we're giving them $1,500 a year now?
No, that's the Rail Trail program. This is Wachusett Earth.
I know that, but you have both Wachusett Greenways / Earth Day membership. And it's $8,000, so it says that it's also for the rail trail donation.
Okay, yeah.
So are we giving $1,500?
That sounds right. So that sounds about right to me. That's about what I think we were contributing in West Boylston. I can speak more articulately about the trash portion of that, but I can certainly reach out to Colleen.
Yes, that is, and we actually just funded it for this year at the fall town meeting.
Okay. The Wachusett Earthways or
Wachusett, the Greenways, for Colleen, and she had.
Green-
The rail
She
trail.
came in and attended a board meeting
I'm sure.
before you were
It
here.
used to be $1,000
Yeah.
right here.
But-
And then when they started sending the bill to me and at the end of this year
Yeah.
for the 6,000, and my line item for trash was already gone.
Yeah,
So they added that into there
Yeah.
now, but
A lot of their.
obviously it sounds like they went up a little bit.
the,
For the Greenways,
For
for
the
the rail
Greenway,
trail,
yeah.
yeah. It really, that rail trail fee, I think, is pretty consistent among the other communities, about $1,500. Some towns may pay a little more.
That's not a fee, that's a
It's a
donation.
donation,
And we have gone as low as, I'm sorry, we've gone as low as $100.
yes.
Okay,
And some years, but some
Yes.
years, if I,
We'll take whatever we can
Right, it's a
get.
donation, it's not a
They
bill.
like to get the $1,000 because we're paying that for you. You can see we've paid them $100 in years that we didn't have the money.
Right.
So if I understand, Heather, there's $500 we pay to the Wachusett Greenways.
no, Wachusett Earth Day. Cause you've got, yeah, you've got
Greenways
two,
is separate.
yeah, but are we funding it, we're funding it out of the same line?
Yes.
Okay.
FY '25, we did not give the rail trail any money.
But we do get grant money, we've been getting grant money every year for that. It's just that it goes into the general budget for DPW.
The grant money does not. The grant money is managed through a special revenue fund, just like all grant monies. So it's a revenue source that comes in, is managed, is held in a grant account. We draw against it. Actually, I just was looking at this, the last time that you drew against it to pay the Wachusett Earth Day, the recycling fee was FY '24. In FY '25, you took it all from DPW. So for FY '26, we'll look at making sure that we're splitting it so that we're hitting those grant funds. And
Well, I'm saying, I'm
Yeah.
looking at 6,500, we are getting money in.
Yeah.
But it's not shown anywhere here. It doesn't show like it comes back in as revenue or anything, so.
These are just an expense report. But I guess my point is that it is offset, because of our participation, we're eligible for these grant funds that we can then use to contribute to the assessment from Wachusett Earth Day. which is different than the donation to Wachusett Green.
Just say Rail Trail
Yeah,
Recycle
yeah,
Center, just makes it easier. The names is
I was
just too much of this.
I was
Recycle
thinking-
Center and the Rail Trail, it makes it easy.
I was just making the distinction that I understood that it was a
Yeah.
gift,
It's a
not
gift. It's a-
not an assessment.
Right.
Whereas the Earth Day is an assessment.
It's a gift that we've all decided to give them because the town people benefit from the rail trail.
Right, I'm just making sure that we have gone as low as $100 in the
didn't
past.
give
And then the fire brigade is giving donations.
They got
to-
zero,
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
I think at the fall it got put back, at the fall it got put back, but it was zero in the
Oh,
budget, yeah.
If we take a load of computers or stuff there for the town, they don't charge us. And
That's the that's the recycling center, not the donation to.
Yeah, that's not the donation, but that's.
Yeah.
So the town does benefit a little bit of being members there, so.
Okay.
We've taken truckloads of papers for shredding. When they do shredding, you show up there and they'll shred truckloads of paper for it.
And didn't we figure out last year when we didn't fund it, it's a contract, so we had to pay it, so it shouldn't have been cut from the budget.
Correct.
To start
You
with.
have to give them a 12-month notice that
Right.
you're gonna cancel the contract, and we didn't. But because we had a long-standing relationship with them, they allowed our residents to use it from July 1 through this year's special town meeting when we paid them 7 months late.
Right.
So yeah, it's a process if we're gonna permanently cancel it.
And just one final, the cost driver is other than, so for the the Earth Day,
The recycling center?
the recycling
You
center.
gotta make this easy, recycling center.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure I was looking at the line. The cost driver is per ton.
No, it is not per ton, no, it is a assessment that is divided of all of the participating communities, it's a per capita assessment.
Per capita. And it's gone up from 1,000 to now 8,000.
No.
That's just the budget
That was the
amount.
budget amount.
This line item.
Right, but so in 25 actuals was $1,000.
Because
The rest came out of trash,
Right.
because it got cut from the budget.
Okay,
Came
so
out
it's
of a
in-
different.
It was in, so FY '26 is the first year we're spending out of that.
The only, that $1,000 that was in there was only for the rail trail gift donation.
Thank you.
And now we're budgeting, although if I get a say, which it sounds like I may or may not, that's gonna become 2 line items, because I don't think it
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. It's obviously very
separate
confusing.
Right.
And just because they both say Wachusett does not mean that they belong in the same line item.
Right.
And if one's a
It is-
contract that we need
It's a
to,
contract,
yeah.
it's a donation.
And one's a donation, they should
Yeah,
be.
so next year, this will be 2 lines.
With little parentheses, it
With
says
little parentheses.
recycling, rail trail.
Rail trail.
Yeah.
That was a new line item last year added to that because it was previously been taken out of.
Trash.
And my question on what you wanna see from the recycling center, are you content just seeing what we as a community dropped off there, or do you wanna see the whole?
The town the report as to, here's what was brought in, here's what got spent, and, you know.
Oh, so I'll see if Norma has access, if she has that to share. I guess what I was gonna say was what I report to DEP. What I report to DEP, which is the whole, the town's sort of
Yeah,
more
we send over
holistic.
2,500 mattresses and 6 bureaus and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know about anyone else. I don't care about any of that. I wanna see, you know, how this is coming up to get to the 6,500.
So how they make their assessment. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Alex, just checking in with you, do you have any questions
He's in a
so
snowbank.
far? Just driving around.
He's in a snowbank somewhere.
That's not nice.
Hello?
Alright, we'll take that as a no.
Cool. I think we're good except snow and ice.
Facilities.
Oh, sorry.
Facilities.
Facilities. Can't forget them.
First line is,
Hold on.
I'm going left.
What are we doing now?
Facility.
PC, clerk,
I don't,
clerk.
you didn't get one of them, John.
Public works.
I don't have one.
Public
It
works.
was in tonight's packet.
Gotcha.
It's in the original packet.
That'd be fun.
I was expecting it from Phil.
All right, go ahead, Chris.
right? First line is streetlights, purchase services, so. That, you can see in the actuals for the last couple of years, it was about 40 grand. Last year it got cut, so we were gonna have to pay until we ran out and then shut the streetlights off. That money had been got put back in the fall town meeting. So I added, that's why it's showing only the budget for last year, because that's what was approved. I put it back so that we, where it needs to be so we could fund the streetlights for the whole year. Hopefully. The town building electricity, that was a new, line item that got put in only in the middle of the year, so we don't have, that's why there's not actuals are so low. They started using that in the middle of the year, so until we see what happened, I think this year,
This is all town buildings except for public safety?
right, I believe public safety.
Library is separate.
But they're under separate, they're, town building, it's under
Yeah,
the
but it says-
library trustee.
Yeah.
It does say
Right.
town hall, annex and community center, so if those are the only buildings, but it's your DPW building.
Oh, yeah, it's all the town buildings that we get bills for, so,
I was
What's your
under the
spend
impression,
today?
sorry.
because it used to come out of the purchase services for all the buildings.
Is that in here too when I was?
11,848, I'm seeing right now.
Austin's came up somehow with all that money and so now there's 50,000 there.
Fiscal
Like I said, we started in the halfway through last year.
Fiscal year 26 today.
Town account might be able to.
So that's why I just left that at the 50,000 to see, because we don't know the actuals for the
So
whole year on all the buildings.
do we know what it is to date for 26?
I was just gonna say, we should know that today.
I don't have that report with me.
Oh, you paying for the electricity for this building out of your budget?
I don't believe the library is
No.
on
Okay.
that bill.
I thought library and public safety were excluded.
They are.
They're on their own, yeah.
But I'm not,
I believe,
That was the whole reason why we had to take some of those separate
articles.
articles and put it over, because they didn't have enough money to fund the electricity and the lights.
Can we get the year-to-date actuals,
I'm looking right now.
fiscal year-to-date actuals?
It's gonna be.
Yes, hold on,
Heather,
yes.
this new electric program that is being offered to the town,
Yep.
will the town benefit from it? Or just
No, it
individuals?
is, we have we have a separate municipal, rate and contract. We are not eligible to participate in the residential program.
It's a rating. Oh, but I already have stuff.
We are 31% expended, 31.69.
No.
What's the date on that, the print date?
This
should be mine.
this is through February 2nd. This is the one Kate sent out most recently.
Just today or whatever. Yeah, but I got some on like the color.
It's pretty well more than halfway, right, even if you consider the
February 2nd.
seasons.
She sent new ones.
So that's,
50,000's gonna come.
Newer than the February 2nd?
for sure,
Is the
but
warranty
like
details?
we were talking earlier, right, if we're,
This is just a paper.
that one can probably go down
Oh,
a
yeah, she
little
sent
bit.
out warrant. This
Hard
is
to
the
know,
last.
cause at work, we just
Budget
got
expense,
3
yeah.
months worth of utility bills within 2 weeks.
Okay, assuming we're up to date on getting our bills, this is a place where you can go grab to do some of the other things we were talking about.
Well, I think what he said is earlier, correct me if I'm wrong, is that there's a number there just to see where they end up.
Well, I know, but it's gonna get, if we proceed along this route, it's gonna get, that's the budget, right?
So we wanna keep in mind, just like your electricity bill, you're always gonna be your February's bill that we just paid is probably December's usage.
So we're, the
6 months
coldest months
worth, not
haven't
7 months.
January.
Right, so, and I understand that, but the select board also has a request in front of them, to, turn the streetlights on for the Harmony Heights. Rutland Heights Way, so that's another half a dozen or more streetlights that could come online there. There's a request that came in, 3 meetings ago, for a condo association, anyways, so I hesitate
I'm not saying cut it by
to.
half, but, you know,
I
if you're
think
looking
we
for a little
need
bit
to.
of money, that's a good that's not a terrible place to find it.
I think that's, if
Yeah.
we're at
Well,
31%.
it's overfunded.
We don't know, we
absolutely overfunded.
haven't had a full year yet, so we can't say
So
if it's overfunded.
if those new streetlights come on, depending on what type of lights they are and how much they will add to the streetlight fee, we may have to.
Chris, that's just the road leading from Maple Ave to Harmony?
Yeah.
That's it, just those lights? Okay.
They were put in when the state did the whole place over and they were shut off immediately because the road went over.
No, not immediately, after he got the first bill.
Yeah, yeah. I think Keller went up there and hit the
He
switch.
did, he did.
One light in that place was didn't go, road didn't go
He got the
anywhere.
bill, he went, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
switch went off.
Road to nowhere.
Cause that road didn't even go through to the school back then. So these ones here for like community hall purchase services, community center purchase services, those buy heat and fuel. Pretty much basically just heating fuel. Put a new motor in the town clock a couple of years ago and it's been running good. We haven't needed any money for that. Same with the annex, the purchase services is for fuel. Public safety building purchase services, that is, it's in my budget, but Seth controls that. He charges against that, he spends that budget, it's in my budget for some reason, and it always has been.
Inconsistent, right?
How much is it?
70,000 is the budget.
Yeah, well, it got cut, see, the year before, the actuals was 69,000. Last year, it got cut, the budget got cut to 55,000, so I put it back this year at 70.
That's the whole public building, that includes police and fire?
And
And dispatch.
and dispatch, which must cost a lot with all their equipment, so I'm wondering, it'll still be this year, but I'm wondering how much that will go down.
If they're moving to the.
They're not gonna happen right away, but we should be billing, us as a town should be billing dispatch now as a district, should be
For
billed for
electricity.
their piece of the electricity and do it based upon floor plan.
Well, this is fuel.
We do.
Electricity is just this one.
Electricity is separate and it's already in their budget, which just like is not consistent, right?
I don't think it's
I'm
in
not
that
sure
budget.
on Seth if he has an electricity budget, if it comes out of that purchase services. That he, like I said, he controls this line item. We clean in there and stuff, but we don't have a lot to do with maintenance on their buildings.
I understand.
You know,
There's a lot in this budget.
Wood Studio now is under the dispatch district, so they pay all the bills for that building.
Question on that, because that's only temporary.
But about 18 months worth of temporary.
And I know it's a negligible number, but do we need to,
I think we'll be in FY '28 before we need to think about it then, right?
putting it back in?
I don't see it an issue for FY '27 for sure. And to answer the question, they are paying per square footage. As a matter of fact,